have been quietly shifting and changing. Indeed, when I stopped to recall what life had been like before it became enveloped by digital ubiquity, I need to work at remembering. What did consciousness feel like before mobile devices, email, and the internet? The difficulty in summoning up the memory of what that state of existence felt like reveals how clearly the logic and presence of all things digital in my life have incrementally but definitively made me into a new creation. That I barely can perceive this transformation when I consider how I move through my daily engagements signals how most everyone around me has undergone a similar transformation too. Several years ago, I began feeling irritable and discomforted every time I opened my laptop or looked at my iPhone. Why? After years of thinking that my digital technologies were serving my purposes, I was increasingly haunted with the feeling that maybe I had it turned around. Maybe this seemingly docile, I'm here to serve set of digital technologies actually were ambassadors for an entire commercial and technological system, one that aims to consume all of my attention and become indispensable to how I communicate, relate, and navigate my life. I've been troubled with the growing sense that it is a system that wants me staring at its screens 24/7, ever caressing its glass surfaces. It feels like a system that wants to be my companion in all my affairs. It wants me to rely on it for my social encounters and my responsibilities. It wants me to reach for it when I enjoy a moment of leisure and then later when I am bored. During graduate school, I was drawn to Jürgen Habermas's assertion that the ruling logic of the economy had hopped the boundaries of the market and begun to exert control over historically non-economic aspects of life, such as family and public life. He called it the colonization of the life world. When I now consider the range of my digitally saturated life, I wonder if I am not happily colonized by something more than the market, and I didn't even see it coming. Early 20th century intellectuals lamented the industrialization of culture and its ability to placate the working class masses with media entertainment, quelling whatever dissent may have been felt from bearing the brunt of modern industrial life in the factories and slums where they worked and lived. Today, I wonder if I, too, am not unlike a tamed animal, studiously trained to turn to my favorite social media platforms when I am feeling lonely, stressed, or simply spent from a hard day at work. These troubling thoughts have sent me into a season of digital discontent. The pleasure I used to anticipate, the sense of satisfaction I used to derive from swiping through my feeds and engaging digitally have been tainted with streaks of cognitive dissonance and irritation. Since then, I have gone through periods of acutely feeling as if I am locked in some type of ill-defined mortal combat whenever I am texting, checking email, or feeling the buzz of the iPhone in my pocket. These misgivings have been recently exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic and its necessary transference of my entire family's participation in school, work, church, community, and leisure almost completely to the online world of Zoom, YouTube, FaceTime, and Apple TV. During the pandemic, I have swung between being distraught and being resigned about having so much of our waking hours spent in the glow of our screens. And yet, I am held as a hostage to gratitude, knowing we are the lucky ones who still have jobs and who are financially privileged enough to have high-speed internet service readily available in our home to support our children's education and our livelihoods. I will be the first to admit that this recent grumpiness is not surprising, given my pre-existing tendencies to be a bit skeptical of all things digital. But as a sociologist, I can't help but remember the lesson we teach in our introductory classes every year. Our personal troubles are often public issues.